Good day, good day, good day, everyone. Welcome to our special edition of SIP, which means Spirit and Practice. This is our very special meditation with the moon with Rev Melissa. And this is our time to go into a spiritual practice with the full moon energy. So, to prepare yourselves, please have something to write with and something to write on. Okay? So, I am Rev Melissa. I am so excited to be with you this evening. Meditation with the full moon is one of my favorite things to do with everyone. And it is another demonstration in my life of my ministry of joy, where I support people in living life in joy, connected to their yes, and to connect to the full moon energy that has so much to give to us. So, we're going to experience some of the gifts from the full moon energy tonight. So, good day, Linda from the mountains of Colorado. Good day, Shay. It's good to see you. Good day, be still and know. And good day to everyone joining us on Instagram. I see you, Health Gems for You. I see you, Julian, and everyone else that has joined in on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and we are streaming live on New Thought Media Network. So, I always start off our meditations with the full moon with a little information about the moon. Let's just call it a sip of information about the full moon. So, this full moon actually reached its peak illumination yesterday at 3 a.m. So, yesterday at 3 a.m., the full moon reached its peak illumination. This full moon, and you could still see it. So, know that you could see the fullness of the moon like a day or two before and a day or two after. Okay. So, if you haven't seen it, it's bright, it's beautiful, it's full. If it looks bigger than normal, I guess. So, please give yourself the gift of going outside and laying eyes on this delicious moon. This moon is also called the worm moon. And we know that it makes sense for it to be also called the worm moon because it's the change in the season from winter to spring, and all the worms are, poke it out. And so I think that's probably one of the reasons why it's called the worm moon. Other names for this March full moon that speaks to the transition from winter to spring are the eagle moon, the goose moon, the crows come back moon, the sugar moon, the wind strong moon, and sore eyes moon. Those are some of the other names for this moon. So, the full moon is a cumulation point. It's a midway point between the lunar cycle. And this full moon is also known as the Pascal moon. So this full moon follows the spring equinox. And if there's a full moon, if the full moon follows the spring equinox, that is how the date for Easter is determined. So the Pascal moon determines the date for Easter. And so Easter is always the first Sunday after the full moon. Okay? All right. That's why it's always a different date, right? Because it's always the Sunday after the full moon. This full moon is coupled with a lunar eclipse, which happens when the earth is positioned in front of the sun, which illuminates the moon. So I was looking around last night for the to see if I could really see the lunar eclipse, and I really couldn't see it. Maybe in Colorado, because you got that big, beautiful, clear sky. Maybe you all could see the lunar eclipse more clearly. But in New York, not so much with the pollution that we have here. So be aware that a lunar eclipse, the energy of the lunar eclipse amplifies the energy of the full moon. So this full moon is in the sign of Libra. Hey, Libras out there. And Libra is ruled by the planet of Venus, which represents love and relationships. And let me shout out the Aries too. Let me shout out the Aries too. My mother's birthday was Sunday, and her twin sister, my aunt, their birthdays were on Sunday. My sister's are Aries. I have lots of Aries in my family. So shout out to the Aries also. But this full moon is in the sign of Libra. And this full moon marks the end of a cycle that leads us to transform our identity. So, the new moon, what I mean by that is there was a new moon in Libra in October. And so 6 months later, right, we're in the midway point of that lunar cycle of the new moon in Libra. So 6 months later, we're in the full moon of Libra. So that's the end of a cycle. And so that end of a cycle, the focus there was on transforming our identity. So when we transform our identity, it may be necessary for us to shed something, right? To drop a mask, to shed a persona that we may have been carrying. In this sign of Libra, this transformation takes place on all points related to complacency. So have you been complacent? And we're going to explore more of that in a little bit. So it is time. Now is the time to drop our mask. A lunar eclipse in the sign of Libra also amplifies the energy in love relationships. So it's really important that we are being our authentic selves in our relationships, especially our love relationships, all relationships, right? But there's a spotlight right now in this full moon energy coupled with the lunar eclipse that's putting a spotlight on being authentic in our love relationships with that Libra energy. So this energy may also be directing you, or you may feel pulled to end a relationship or end how you've been relating in a relationship. How about that? It may also be calling forth to end a pattern of thinking that you have about relationships, a belief that you have about relationships. It may also be calling you to end a relationship with a job, or I can't think of another example, but you know what I'm saying. All right. So that energy may be coming up for you also. And so it is in alignment with the energy of the cosmos. So, one last thing I want to share, and then we're going to move forward, is Mercury retrograde. So the next Mercury retrograde is coming April 1st through April 24th. And I just raised this because Aries, the sign of Aries, is one of the signs that may feel affected more by Mercury retrograde. And the other signs, if you're curious, are Sagittarius, Capricorn, Leo, Gemini, and Virgo. So if you're those signs, you may feel the effects of the Mercury retrograde more than others. So this Mercury retrograde is a time to carefully consider your actions before you make any major decisions. Okay? All right. So I see my Libras in the house with Fee. I see we have an Aries in the house with Linda. Happy birthday, Linda. So that was some information about the full moon in Libra, our worm moon, the lunar eclipse, and the importance of being our authentic self. So now we're going to move into our spiritual practice, and we start our spiritual practice with inspirational reading. So this is a peek into how I do my spiritual practice, my daily morning spiritual practice. And I would invite you, if you've been thinking about having a spiritual practice to ground you at the start of your day, I would offer this spiritual practice to you. So, inspirational reading. So, I'm reading from an old Science of Mind magazine. This is April 6th, 2023. And the title is Say Yes and to Life. And this is written by Louise Talon. So, this is written by Louise Talon. So I want to read the opening quote from Ernest Holmes from the Science of Mind text. He says, "When we constructively praise and creatively bless, life abounds with love, peace, and joy." And then there's a quote by Rachel Dratch. "Somewhere in the back of my head must have been the thought that no leads to dead ends, and yes leads to possibilities." And this is the reading. "A central tenet of improv is the phrase yes and. In improv, yes means agree with your scene partner and enter their reality with enthusiasm. The and part, and means you should give your partner a gift in return, something they could use to move the scene forward. Together, you are building a world. This idea is useful in any area of life. Say yes and to the people in your life and surround yourself with people who say it back to you. The opposite of yes and is no but. Denying someone else's reality through disagreement and taking away from their idea. How often have you been vulnerable when sharing a dream or an idea, a thought, and have someone say no but to you? This no butting is a dream killer. It includes saying things like, "You don't know how to do that. How will you make money if you do that? That's ridiculous. Get serious. Get real. You'll never be happy. How would it be if someone yes anded you instead? Wow, what a great idea. Tell me more. That's an awesome dream. I can't wait to see it come to fruition for you. Yes, I can picture it." Practice yes anding to others and yourself, because too often we save our harshest no buts for ourselves. Today, be a dream enhancer. Say yes and to life. And then the ending affirmation is, "Today I say yes and to life. I am a dream enhancer for others and allow others to be a dream enhancer for me." I love that. Yes and. Yes and. Okay. So now we're going to move into our meditation and journaling. And when I do the meditation with the full moon, I like to combine the inspirational journaling with the meditation. So please get comfortable wherever you are. Make sure that you're in a space where you won't be disturbed if you're with Other people, let them know that you're taking some time for yourself so they won't disturb you as we go through the meditation. And so just get comfortable. Have your pen and paper nearby because we're going to be moving in and out. And if you're comfortable to close your eyes, please do so. And it's always wonderful to get clear by using our breath. So I invite you to take a deep breath in and let it out. And take a breath in and let it out. And take another breath in and let it out. And as we breathe, we just allow ourselves to come more in this present moment. And just take a breath. And as we breathe, we just check in. We check in with our bodies and just gently scan your body from the top of your head down to your feet, slowly paying attention to any tightness, any tension you may be holding. Just allow the breath to release that tension. So, starting with your head, release anything you may be holding there, especially in your jaw, your neck. Just ease down to your shoulders. You might want to roll your shoulders back a couple of times and forward just to release any tightness, any tension, any stress. And breathe into your back and just release anything that you're holding there. Continue to scan down to your body, to your buttocks. If you're tensing your buttocks, let it go. Just scan your creative areas and release. And let the breath flow down to your legs, your thighs, your knee, your calves, your ankles, your feet, your toes, and just release. Especially our feet. They do so much for us. So let's just breathe into our feet and let them rest now. And so as we go deeper with each breath, we come to the center of who we are. And as we center ourselves in our authentic selves, we allow ourselves to just be in a place of rest, in a place of peace, surrounded by nature, trees, flowers. You may hear water in the distance, gently flowing, and all is well. So as you find yourself in nature, just relax, get comfortable, and when you're ready, just look up and see the big, beautiful full moon illuminating brightly above you, shining its warm glow all around you. And take a breath and just soak that energy in, the energy of the full moon. And the energy of this full moon is transformation. And we know that transformation means going beyond form. And so we just allow that to settle in and we go deeper within. Everything else just fades away. And all that we are aware of right now is the light from the moon shining on us, illuminating us, and all is well, right here and right now. And so, as I shared some of the energy that this full moon brings and the energy of the lunar eclipse invites us to release anything that covers who we truly are, anything that we may be hiding behind, like a mask, anything that is hiding our authentic self. The moon, this beautiful, bright moon, is ready to receive that which we use to hide our authentic selves. Is there a particular mask that you wear with certain people in your life? Is there a mask that you wear with yourself? The moon invites us to release whatever that may be. And so take a breath. What aspect of yourself are you willing to shed to reveal your authentic self more fully now? And take a breath. and gently release it into the light of this full moon. This moon that transforms anything that is not the truth of who we are. So release whatever it is to the moon now without any hesitation, knowing that all is well, that you are safe, that there is nothing to fear. We just simply release. Release the mask, release the persona that you may have been wearing or hiding behind, so that you free yourself to be your authentic self. And so we're just going to be with that for a moment in the silence. Just see yourselves in your mind's eye, turning that over to the moon like a gift. And remember to breathe. And take a breath. The moon has accepted your gift, that mask, that persona, that which you hide behind, and is now transforming it with its light. And in the transformation, you see more clearly who you truly are. And the moon would like for you to reintroduce yourself to it as your authentic self. So when you're ready, take your pen and paper and write a brief introduction of yourself, your authentic self, to the moon. So you may start, as an example, writing, "Dear Moon, it's nice to meet you again. I am," and then write who you are as your authentic self. And we'll take a minute or two to do that in the silence. Who are you? I am. Tell the moon who you are. and breathe. And take a breath. And the moon is pleased to meet you. The moon is saying to you, I love who you are. I love seeing the authentic you. Thank you for releasing the mask. Thank you for no longer hiding who you are from yourself and from me. And we take a breath. And as we breathe, we hold this energy within us for the rest of the evening, and be aware of anything that comes through in your dreams tonight. A sign, a picture, a feeling. Just be more open and aware of any additional messages from the energy of the moon, this transformative energy. And take a breath. You may choose to set a bedtime intention. You may choose to set an intention to actually dream about who you are, the authentic you. And take a breath. And we just seal this energy, knowing that all is well, knowing that who we are is wonderful, is enough, is worthy of all good and more good. And we just hold that in our mind's heart and remember the truth of who we are, no matter what. Just take a breath and gently come back into this physical space, knowing that the moon is within us, illuminating that which is available for us to use in our lives. You can wiggle your toes, take a deep breath, open your eyes, and let's just say thank you, moon. And again, if you haven't had the opportunity to see the moon, please do so. And let's be in gratitude for what has been revealed, for what has been released, for what has been rediscovered as our authentic selves. And let's show up as such. And so it is. So thank you all for being with me. I hope that resonated. And again, just have an easy evening. I would encourage you not to watch television tonight. Maybe you want to do more writing, meditating, prayer. Maybe go for a walk outside in the moonlight. But just be gentle with yourself tonight and set a bedtime intention for whatever it is that you need for yourself. And take good care. I'm glad it resonated. You're very welcome. So I hope to see everyone tomorrow for Morning Sip with Rev Melissa. We'll be starting a new series. That's 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time, right where you're watching me now. Let's be still and know. Thank you. Be still and know. So peace and blessings, everybody. Peace and justice. We're living life in joy, connected to our yes. Yes, we are. Sleep well, everyone.